Here, I'm gonna do a thing.
Hello, YouTube. Look, it's my fault this time that this video is so atrociously late. Choco recorded his questions on like December 30th, and I was the bad one. I was the bad one this time who did not record on time. Did not feel like recording for the entire month of January. Just wasn't in the mood to be on camera. So I'm here now. We're doing it. I apologize. I'm sure it will never happen again. And here's Choco.
Hello? Is this thing on? Hello. Another Q&A. I don't think a super long one this time around, but a Q&A. I haven't looked at the questions. I have them here. As usual, I don't look at them ahead of time. I try not to look at them. I'm looking at them right now. I'm just scrolling through. There's like maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 questions. As always, thank you guys for submitting the questions. And for any members that don't, or anyone that wants to, if you get a YouTube membership, you can submit some questions for the Q&As. For either me or for Broadstroke. So, here we go. First question. Choco, okay. This document is titled Choco's Q&A, and Broadstroke spelled it C-H-A-C-O. A troll. A troll. Right? First question is from Hey Let's Rot. It says, Hi Jake, hi Beth. I'm a sucker for listening to music and reading books and graphic novels. Therefore, I'm really curious what the content of your vinyl collections and your bookshelves looks like. Please share with us. Alright. Hey Let's Rot. Hopefully Broadstroke has a good answer. Can we just switch to Broadstroke for this one? I don't have a record player. I'm sorry this is going to be upsetting to you, but I don't have a record player. I have a couple vinyls, like 2. One is a Miles Davis record that my dad got me. And one is a Lumineers record that I got from Jeremiah, signed. I haven't opened it. Books. I've never been much of a reader. Much to my, especially my father's dismay. I've never been much of a reader. I don't know why. That's probably why I'm so stupid. But as far as books go, collections of books. I mean, we have a lot of books, but they are all bazoos. She's a big reader. She has a big brain and is very smart. I have a gamer brain. It's so yeah, I don't think I've read, sorry about this, but I'm just going to be honest. I don't think I've read a book freely cover to cover since maybe middle school or high school. I read a lot of books in college for sure. But not like novels though, you know? So, sorry, Beth. Hope you have a good answer for this one, because I don't have a good answer for this one. Dang, I feel stupid.
Hi Jake, hi Beth. I'm a sucker for listening to music and reading books and graphic novels. Therefore, I'm really curious what the content of your vinyl collections and your bookshelves looks like. Please share with us. Are you sure? Are you sure? And also, there, you can't see it. There's another bookshelf over there. I had to get a second one last year because I started literally overflowing. Books were toppling off. Vinyl will be easy. Books, please share. We could be here all night. Okay, I will try to go through and select some of the most significant books of my life and tell you about them briefly. Okay, give me 5. Give me 5 minutes. That was ridiculous. That was really ridiculous. This is really hard. Okay, vinyl. Vinyl is easy because I only have 2. I was born when cassette tapes were still the main thing. That's when I was very young. And then elementary school CDs, compact discs became the thing. And that's when I started buying music. And then in high school, it was like MP3 players, and so I'm literally out of breath. I've been all over this house looking for all my books. And so in high school and stuff, then it became about iPods, and vinyl didn't really come back around until kind of my college grad school years, and I just wasn't buying a lot of music then, because then Spotify was a thing. But my favorite artist, Sean James, he released this like custom album cover, and he signed a bunch, and I made sure to snap that up. It's very cool. I love the artwork, and this is my favorite album of his, Shadows. And we do have a record player now from the 1970s. It's pretty cool, actually. The only other vinyl that I have is Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats. I went to his concert in like 2022 and just got this there. He makes some good stuff. Books. I grew up reading books. I've always loved books. I have bought a lot of books in my life. I've given away a lot of books in my life. And after grad school, I did a big purge and got rid of like 14 garbage bag fulls of books. So this is stuff that I have recently acquired, or books that have been so important that I have kept them over the years. One of those being one of my top 5 books, which is Ender's Game. My older brother, handed this book to me when I was in 8th grade, and he said, "Read it, you'll like it." And I did. I read this book once a year, because it's just good. And I actually wrote my thesis in my English and Literature grad program on this. It was called The Power of Androgyny in Orson Scott Card's Ender's Game. Love this book. Love it, love it, love it. Orson Scott Card is not a good person. You should know that. He's a trash human being, but the book is amazing. That happens a lot, you'll notice. And around that time, I also read these 2 books, Chaim Potak's The Chosen and Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Fun story. I read this one in 8th grade also, but I read it for my sister who was in high school, and she needed to read it for a class and write a report on it. I read it for her. I wrote her essay. We got an A on it. Hooray. This book taught me to not be a dick. In middle school, I definitely thought I was smarter than everyone, and I definitely was, but I, really, really let people know that I was smarter than them, and this book will teach you to look for that spark of goodness in everyone and realize that you're not as cool as you think you are. So, loved this book. Speaking of authors who are not very good people, J.D. Salinger. However, love these books. This one, because it is just a classic, and it's very well written in a very unique voice about a young man who's going through a really tough time, and he's just wandering the streets trying to figure life out, and it's really good. This book, only read it if you really, really like philosophy. The entire book is one long phone conversation disguised as a novel. If you like Westerns, you really can't go wrong with Shane. It's a classic for a reason. Really, really good. Very recently, I read this series. It is not for everyone, but it was for me. It is very folklorish and really, really different. I liked it. I recommend it. You probably won't like it. This book was recommended to me by a friend. It is unlike anything I've ever read. I don't know. I just liked it. It was very unique. Really cool book. Nonfiction. It is about all the plants used to make various kinds of alcohol. Very interesting, very informative, surprisingly easy to read nonfiction. I don't read a lot of nonfiction because I find it very, very boring. I like a good story. But this one, it's the story of how plants become alcohol, and what's not to love about that? If you haven't read this book, what are you doing with your life? This is my purse book. I take this book with me wherever I go, because if I need to sit and wait for anyone, I'm gonna pull this out and I'm gonna start reading it, because it's just that good. Very simple language, very lovable main character. It's an old man. He's on a boat in the sea. He catches a giant marlin and has to try to get it back home. What an adventure. This book. Was voted, I think, like the worst book in the world or something like that. The worst book in the US, the worst book ever written. And agreed. It is so bad that it's a genius. I believe the term negative genius has been used, has been applied to this thing. It is so funny. I especially recommend, if you ever get your hands on this book, getting a group of friends together and reading it out loud. Just, you know, in your little circle of friends. What could go wrong? Short stories. I'm not a huge short story person either, but if you're going to read short stories, read this collection right here. Oh my gosh. It is a massive brain thing that I'm not going to say because we're a family friendly channel. So really, really, really good book. Amazing short stories that will get you thinking about humanity a lot. Have I ever read this? No. Was it gifted to me? Yes. Am I very happy that it's on my bookshelf? Yes. Two things that I'm very proud of. One is this. This is mine. This is a teeny tiny little book of poetry that I wrote in grad school, and we had to print it out and we had to make these little booklets. Very, very cool. I still love some of these poems. They're not very good. Poetry is not my forte, but it was very cool. And I'm glad I still have it. Glad I kept it. And then finally, yes, I put a piece of tape over the cover, but this is also mine. This is my book. I wrote this. This is my thesis. It is a collection of short stories. I don't know why I went with a collection of short stories. Again, I'm not very good at writing short stories, but this is all, that's all my words. I spent a lot of time on it. Someday I'll read it again, but it is not this day because, again, it's not very good. I guarantee you that. Did I answer your question? I don't have any graphic novels, actually. I've just never quite gotten into graphic novels. We did read a few for grad school, but I'm sure there are amazing graphic novels out there. And if you want to recommend me something based on what I've shown you here, then go for it. I will take it into consideration. I am also really curious what Choco answered for this because he doesn't read. Guy doesn't read. Thank you for bearing with me on that.
Okay, next question's from Coolio. When will you stream Minecraft Above and Beyond? Wow. If you don't like that question, or if the answer is you are not gonna, then can you list your top 5 movies of 2024 Kappa? Okay. Very funny. Okay. Wait, that's okay. I'll answer the first question. When are you gonna play Minecraft Create Above and Beyond? I don't know. For anyone that doesn't know, there's this mod pack for Minecraft called Create Above and Beyond, and it's really, really good. It's an automation game. If you like automation games, you should check it out. I think it's the best one there is. I've played Factorio. Great game. Probably the best, second best. I think this is my favorite, the Minecraft mod pack, Create Above and Beyond. If you like that kind of thing, check it out. I didn't answer the question. When am I playing it? I don't know. Maybe sometime this year. It could happen. I would love for that to happen sometime this year. Well, sorry, next year. When is this being recorded? What time is it? So maybe this year sometime. I would love to play RLCraft too, but it just is so bad for viewership. It doesn't do too bad on Twitch, but on YouTube it does horrible. I don't know. I don't care that much about that stuff anymore. And so yeah, maybe sometime this year. I would really like to do it. Reed would love it. Quest, medium. I think he would like it. He would definitely like RLCraft, which we might do also. We were just talking about that today, actually, on today's stream. Since Tarkov is in shambles right now. Top 5 movies of 2024. Very funny. I watched this movie, though, called Rebel Ridge. Is that what it was called? It was really good. It looked kind of dumb. I decided to watch it on a whim. Boom. It was actually really good. So that's my answer. Top 5 movies. All 5 are Rebel Ridge, if that's what it's called. Let me look it up. Rebel Ridge. Yeah, this is it. Rebel Ridge. It looks dumb. Sorry. Even like but it's really quite good. So deal with it. And thank you, Coolio.
Next question is from Coolio. more Q&A. Let's go. Beth, what's your favorite cheese? And have you tried halloumi with watermelon? I have not. Halloumi with watermelon? No, definitely not. I don't think I've ever tried halloumi cheese. I'm not sure I would know where to get halloumi cheese around here. Also, I'm pronouncing that right. Halloumi. What's my favorite cheese? Again, I live in the US. We don't have access to a ton of really good cheeses. But my current favorite is called Drunken Goat. It's a goat cheese, kind of harder goat cheese that's soaked in wine. It's really tasty. I usually eat it with apples. It's just lovely. Also, hi, Coolio.
Okay, Steflix and Chill asks a question. What have you seen in Tennessee other than grocery stores? Any fun new experiences? Well, we live in a kind of different place. We kind of like live inside of a mountain. We're like dwarves now or something. So we get a lot of cool wildlife. If for those that don't know, I moved to Tennessee at some point recently. Feels like it was recent, but it's been a little while now. But that's probably the best thing I would say from new experiences. Like, we get deer in our yard. We had a bunch of turkeys in our yard, wild turkeys in our yard. We had a groundhog. There's a raccoon that comes and eats peanuts off our porch. There's like a bazillion birds. So that's probably the best thing. I mean, we haven't done any of the there's so many cool I don't know if they're national forests, but like north of the Knoxville area, there's a bunch of nature preserves and things like that. So we'll be doing that probably once the weather gets nicer. Downtown's pretty cool. There's a couple good places to eat. But yeah, I mean, your question kind of implied that, we don't don't go out that much, but we have been since we've been here. So, there's a second question. Also, if you could play Rust with anyone other than your prime squad, who would you play with? Anyone? I could give some crazy answer like Jack Black or something, but I don't think I actually want to play Rust with Jack Black because it would probably just be frustrating. I would say Bob. Hollywood Bob. God bless him. Man, it sucks he's just... I mean, listen, man. I love Bob. I love playing games with Bob. And I understand he's on the PUBG grind. But maybe someday he'll get out of the PUBG grind and maybe play some other games. I understand that he maybe can't. I understand that he doesn't want to. I understand, and I support him in that. But it'd be really fun to get Bob in on the Rust squad. Don't you think? Quads? Dang, that's kind of like Dream Team potential right there, maybe. For me, anyway. No offense to anyone else. So that's going to be my answer. Hollywood Bob. Thanks for the questions. Mario's 3202 with another question. Choco, if you're being completely honest, do you think PUBG 2 is actually going to be a thing? If so, do you have any faith that the devs will... Sorry. If so, do you have any faith that the devs won't do a bunch of stupid garbage and will actually try to fix the experience and make it better? Well, something is going to happen. They've already confirmed. I don't know if you know this or not, but they've already totally confirmed that they are doing a move to the Unreal 5 engine. So that will be happening. I don't know when that's going to happen. Okay. I don't know if it's going to be next year. I don't know if it's going to be 2 years from now. That will happen. So that will be PUBG 2, I would think. I don't know if they're going to try to present it that way. Maybe like PUBG 2.0, or if they're going to call it PUBG 2. I don't know what they're going to do, but hopefully they do something drastic with that. So that will happen. I do think that will happen. When will it happen? Don't know. Do I have faith that the devs blank, basically? No. I have, unfortunately, I owe my career to PUBG, and all that, but so I'm super grateful and thankful for all that. But do I have faith in the developers? No, absolutely not. That doesn't mean it can't be good. Because like the thing PUBG needs more than anything is players. And if they have like a big new title, you know, PUBG 2, I could see it getting a lot of players. Even if it's bad, it could still be good for a while. I mean, remember when PUBG first came out? It was kind of bad. Like, it was a buggy mess. But it was just the only thing like that at the time. So it became extremely popular. And, of course, it's just an amazing game. But the devs just don't know what they're doing, man. And I'm not talking about, like, the coders and stuff necessarily, but it's the people who make the decisions about all the things about the game. They just don't know what the heck. And you know this. I'm just preaching to the choir here. So I don't have faith in that. But if you take the game currently the way it is, and you put on a new engine, right? And it's cool, maybe, and like makes the game look better. Maybe they fix a few things. And you have a huge influx of players, it could be pretty good. And I mean, by all means, I hope it's good, because I mean, it's like pretty important for my career. So I mean, I'm rooting for it, but I'm being honest. I don't, you know, I mean, we're like 8 years into the game almost, and it's like, oh my gosh. They're just so lost. It's so depressing. So yeah, just stay tuned for PUBG 2. I would guess not 2025, maybe 2026. That's just my random guess. I don't think it's going to be this year. But we'll see. I hope it is.
Next question is from Mario S. Or Mario's. Maybe there's many of you. I don't know. Beth, if you weren't editing Choco's videos, what do you think you would be doing as a job? I had a lot of time to think about this, because honestly, I did not think that this gig, editing videos for Choco, would last. I mean, we're coming up on 7 years. We're almost at 7 years. Right? Yes. Started in 2018. And I think a lot of people would probably guess that I would be working in a nursery or garden center or something. But the thing about me is, as much as I'm a nerd for like plants and whatnot, I'm an even bigger nerd when it comes to punctuation and anything textual. I honestly would love to be working in book editing, website editing, but just strictly text. I just don't actually care that much about video. I'm very glad that I get to have this job, and I love it, and it's amazing to make my own schedule and whatnot. But I would definitely, if this gig ever ends, whenever it does end, I will look for something in the text editing world. Probably not a newspaper, because news is soul deadening. Yeah, if I could get into literary magazines or just book editing, would probably be my dream. I can't tell you the number of books that I read, and just like a badly placed comma, or an M dash that should be a colon, or there's a period where a semicolon would work better, or there's a semicolon that is used incorrectly. Like, I want to rip my hair out, which sounds extreme, but that is honestly how I feel. I am that passionate and take that much notice of punctuation. So, but yeah, that is what I would look for, and that is what I probably will look for someday.
Next question is from Rogue, not 007, but 0007. Rogue 0007. So Choco, as we are not getting younger any soon. Wait, whoa. What do you mean? What's after the day that you decide the streaming is done for? Until how long will we be getting these awesome videos? P.S. How's your Tesla running? Also, would love to see you donning those level 3 helmets again IRL while having one in the game. We fans from the past 6 years gotta see that again. Pure nostalgia. Thanks for the questions. Yeah, I've actually meant to like try to maybe do one of those filters, because I bet it's not that hard. The reason I stopped doing that is because the filter broke. PUBG, of course, broke the filter and made it not work anymore, so I stopped doing it. But when will I decide streaming is done? So currently, I honestly, this is still a new thing. Streaming is still pretty new. I've been streaming for a while now. I mean, it's been like 7 years, 8 years, something like that. But it's still a pretty new thing. uncharted frontier. So I don't know. But, I mean, I would kind of just plan to stream until forever. Hope that helps. I mean, like, I don't see myself not gaming. And unless I start hating, I don't, like, you know, I enjoy streaming. So I don't really see myself stopping for any reason. Even if I was to, like, retire. I mean, the dream is, okay. The dream would be to, like, retire at some point. Whereas, like, maybe I don't need to make any more money. And I would just stream whatever I want. Because currently I stream what I want, but also stream what is good for the channel. Both Twitch and YouTube, and streaming and videos. So I guess I just I really don't plan to stop streaming. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. And you know, it'll end up being a thing if I was to like retire, like I say. I mean, I'm just gonna play games that a lot of people enjoy and a lot of people hate, like Minecraft and stuff like Path of Exile or WoW or whatever. That's like terrible for streaming. Or Dota. Wait, sorry, Dota. Is Philosophus watching this? Dota 2. I would play stuff like that. Could easily play that stuff, but it's just so bad for stream. I recently was playing a lot of Dota on stream, and oh my gosh, I can't do it anymore. It's so bad for viewership. I mean, it's incredible. And like, I get why. It's horrible to watch. If you don't know what it is, it's like someone's barfing all over your screen. You have no idea what's going on. You have no idea what the heck anything is. There's flashing lights. There's 1,000 abilities. Who the heck knows? So, but I will be, if I retire, I'll be playing stuff like that. You'll be stuck with it. How's the Tesla running? Great. All that other stuff aside, Tesla stuff or whatever. I love the car. I've actually had it now for a while, huh? I got it. It's a 2019, I think. No maintenance, no issues. I mean, I didn't drive it that much, but like, no maintenance, no issues. I've rented a lot of cars over the past like 5 years, 6 years. And like to take longer trips and stuff. And my gosh, I just love driving the Tesla over anything else for sure. So yeah, just plan to keep it going. I love it. I honestly just love it. I love it. Model 3, by the way, for anyone asking. I've had it for a while. Hans. E. Magnuson, thanks for the question. When Valheim? Dang, we were talking about doing Valheim. We were talking about it, I don't know, like a couple weeks ago. How long do we need for Valheim? Like 1 week? Like a full week? Is that enough time? 2 weeks? 2 weeks max. Hopefully sometime this year. I would love to play it. The thing is, though, I'm not in a rush because, like, what if they add more content? Then it's better to wait. I hate it when these games do this where they're, like, early access and they're going to be adding more content. And it's like, well, I could go back and play it, but what if they add more stuff? That being said, they've added enough to where I would go back and play it again. It's been a while. When did Valheim come out? I played it when it came out. That's one of these games, man, that came out and no one knew what it was, and it was just so good. It came out 2021? February 2021. Yeah, so it's been a while. Even though that doesn't sound like that long ago. So yeah. I didn't really answer your question. When? I don't know. Hopefully soon. Maybe this year. I mean, we have like... February is going to be a big month for Rust because they're doing a really cool like medieval update with a bunch of hilarious stuff like siege weapons and things and shields. And then we also have Eco at some point. I don't know. Maybe March is Eco this year. I don't know yet. We haven't even like figured that out yet. So where will Valheim fit into all that? I'm not sure. But I do want to do that, and it's just a great one. So yeah, I don't know. First half of this year, I would guess. Sorry you're waiting. CC Bones, next question. Hello, Choco and Beth. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. These questions are for you both. You may answer both or just one. Wow, okay. If you only had 1 sense, hearing, sight, smell, touch, etc., for a year, what would it be and why? Or, what was your favorite age growing up? Okay. Okay. Okay, the first question's easy. Sight. Which sense would you have for 1 year? Hearing, sight, smell, taste, touch. Yeah, sight. I feel like a lot of the stuff I do, I could do with sight and not with and without the other things. And I don't know what I would do. I mean, like, music's great. So I could do hearing also, I guess, but for a whole year, sight's pretty important. I mean, sight allows you to like do a lot of things. Like, if I can see and not smell or hear or taste, you can still like play video games, go to the store, drive a car. Wait, can you drive a car? Uh-oh. Okay, ride in a car and look out the window. You can, I don't know. So I'm going with sight on that one. Pretty like, boom, that's my answer. Who the heck would choose smell? And for a whole year. You can't, no, don't. I guess some people might choose hearing. Seems like sight is the answer. Am I crazy? Am I crazy, everybody? If you could have one sense, what would you choose? It's gotta be sight, right? I guess I'd be curious to hear what other people actually have to say about that. Favorite age growing up. Okay. I mean, an exact number, I don't know. An exact number, I don't know. It's gotta be somewhere. You know, a lot of people didn't like high school. I loved high school. I was an underachiever. Not on purpose necessarily, but I was an underachiever. And so it was very easy. I was in like all the normal classes and stuff. It was really easy. And did a lot of stuff I liked. Played in band, did music, and played a lot of video games. Dude, that's like the best time for video games, man, was like when I was a teenager. You had like Counter-Strike. I played Vanilla WoW when it came out. Wow. Literally, wow. So I'm gonna say probably like wait, I might have a different answer. Okay, I'm gonna say like 15, maybe. I think that was like, for me, that was like CS Source and World of Warcraft. And things were just, I don't know, high school was just, high school was great. I loved high school. I loved it. Sorry. Some people hated high school, and I get it. But I loved high school. Dang, I would also maybe consider choosing like after college. Because that was an interesting time. Where like, I like for the first time didn't have any like, I just had a job. And didn't have like homework or research or anything like that. So that was a good time too, I guess. But that's not growing up. I was old. So yeah, I'm gonna go with like 15. And that's what I'm sticking with.
Ceci Bones! Cece Bones, or as I call her, Cecily Bonita Bonsington III. Hello, Choco and Beth. Happy holidays. Oops. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the year. These questions are for you both. You may answer both or just one. If you only had one sense, hearing, sight, smell, touch, etc. for a year, what would you want and why? Or what was your favorite age growing up and why? I didn't have a favorite age. Anything before school. Age 5. The summer before kindergarten. What freedom. What joyous times. My friends and I convinced ourselves that we heard baby eagle chicks trapped inside an oak tree, and we spent like half the summer trying to chop down this oak tree with our little plastic shovels. I mean, life doesn't get any better than that. So that's what I would pick for that. One sense? Hearing, sight, smell, touch, etc. I think touch. Because if you can't touch anything, then like could I feel myself touching the ground? Would I just feel like I'm floating? If I couldn't, so obviously I can't see, I can't hear. How would I touch a door frame to know where I am? You can't get by without touch. You would just feel like you'd feel like floating consciousness. You'd basically be in one of those, what are they called? The chambers that take away all your senses. That's what you would feel like for an entire year? No, thank you. That would be horrible. It'd be fun for about 5 minutes, and then you'd go insane. I think you would actually go insane. So touch is the obvious answer. Yeah, we're going with touch. If you say anything else, you're insane. I'm sorry, but you're psychotic.
Adam Bennett says, what country would Choco live in if Mary could pick? If Mary could pick. Wait a minute. Also, which word or phrase do you love but overly use? I'm dead, for example. Okay. Okay, the country I would live in would be England, for sure. I lived in London in college for like 6 months. I did like a study abroad kind of situation, and that's my favorite place I've lived out of anywhere. I've lived a lot of places. I've lived in Massachusetts, although I don't remember that because I was a tiny, tiny child. I lived in Georgia, suburbs. I lived in central Kentucky. I lived in Chicago. I've lived in Tennessee. And I lived in London. And London was my favorite place by far. It was just, I like cities, generally speaking. I like big cities. And I don't know, it was just really upbeat and diverse, and I don't know. I guess like the grass is always greener on the other side, maybe. So it's like cool living in another country that you're not familiar with. It's like new and exciting. But I just really liked the people. I played a lot of Magic: The Gathering when I was there, actually. Even though I was there for school, played a lot of Magic, and man, it was just. It's very different over there. It really is. People are just, I don't know. They're not necessarily friendly, but people are more like, there's just so much more random conversation and things like that with strangers. In my experience. But other than that, I just love the city because it's also like full of history and it's just a really cool place. So that would be where I'd want to live, even if it wasn't in London, somewhere in England. Because also England, if you're in England, anyone in England, you guys have the best panel shows of all times. Like, it's just not even close. Gosh, you guys have good shows, man. If Mary could pick, I don't know, where would Mary pick? Let me think for a second. Mary. She wouldn't care. She doesn't care. As long as there's people. Mary just loves people. She's the only cat where if like a stranger comes in the house, she doesn't hide. She like runs up and tries to get pats. So wherever the most people are, where are the most people? India? Let's not let Mary pick that. Also, which word or phrase do you love but overly use? I don't know, because like I say wow a lot. Like, wow. It changes though. It's like seasonal. I'm dead might be one though. You said yourself, I'm dead. I don't say that as much anymore, actually. I don't think, because it actually in PUBG it was like fine to say that, kind of, but I play other games now where it's not okay to say that because it's too confusing. So I kind of got out of the habit of saying that too much. I don't know. I don't know. The thing is, for this kind of question, the viewers could tell me what phrases I use too much, or I don't even know what phrases I use a lot, other than I do say wow a lot. Everything happens for a reason that we've been saying a lot. But see, it's like seasonal. We started saying that, and it was funny for some reason, and then we just started saying it all the time, and now that's just what we say. I don't know. So maybe you have a better idea. Everything happens for a reason is one I say a lot lately, though, so I'm gonna say that would probably be my answer to the one I like lately. It's a good way when like something is going really badly, and especially in like Rust or something, where you can just say everything happens for a reason, and it doesn't. Okay, I don't actually believe that at all. If you believe that, that's great. I don't believe that at all. Everything happens for a reason. What? No, it doesn't. But it's just funny, and I do say it a lot, and I do enjoy it, and it does make me laugh. So I'm gonna say that. So thank you, Adam, for the questions.
And next question, Adam Bennett. Adam, I went Minnesotan there for a second. Sorry about that. Adam Bennett. If you were a ghost, who would you haunt? Happy Christmas. Thanks for all you do. Again, whoops. Also, what is your favorite What is your favorite keyboard shortcut? Favorite keyboard shortcut? Can't think of what it is now. Shift delete. If I'm in Adobe Premiere, that's a ripple delete. Saves me like 3 clicks if I just do shift delete. So that one's easy. I hope it's shift delete. I think it's shift delete. If you were a ghost, who would you haunt? I feel like this question is secretly trying to ask me whom I have beef with. And I have beef with a few people, but I would not choose to spend eternity haunting them. That just seems like an incredible waste of time. I'm not gonna give them the satisfaction. And second of all, even people I have beef with, I don't want them to be miserable. I may not like them, but I don't want them to be miserable. It's like, if you were a ghost... Okay, if you were a ghost, you don't need to breathe, you don't need to eat, you can fly. First of all, I'd probably just be a spy. I'd probably just try to work for the greater good, and then when I got sick of that, I would probably just head out to space. Just go explore the universe. I'm not giving my time of eternity to one person. That's dumb. Think of the possibilities. You're basically a superhuman. You're basically a god. Like... Go, shoot out into space, see what you could see. Just spend eternity out there among the stars. Like, just be another one of them. There's a poem here.
Okay, the last question is a troll. It's Ponkberry. It says, hey, chair. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Nice membership. Is this what your membership's for? Saying hi to my chair? I was sitting here. Okay, I was sitting here. I don't know what I was doing. Maybe I was playing with Reed or something. I wasn't even streaming, and Ponk gives bits to me, which if you give bits, it will read. It'll read the bits on my PC while I'm sitting here, even though I'm not streaming. And it just scared the crap out of me and said, hey, chair. And that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. And that's it for the Q&A. So thank you guys for all the questions. Beth always likes to... I have my camera zoomed out. Beth, did you get pictures, okay, Okay, whoa, I'm not taking my... Listen, not that kind of pictures, okay? I'm just changing my wardrobe. This is supposed to be a good opportunity for broadstroke to get pictures for... should I do some poses? I'm looking in the distance. Wait, I'm saluting. Wow. It's supposed to be getting poses for a YouTube video. What are they called? Oh my god, thumbnails. So here are the thumbnails. Are we getting them? Now I'm looking like this. Maybe I should do a separate thing. This is more of a private thing. This is more of a OnlyFans. No, sorry. Anyways, thanks for the questions. Also, thank you, Beth, for answering questions. Thanks for the memberships, and we will see you in the next Q&A video. I'm going to keep them coming, so keep the questions coming, because I'm actually going to answer them now. Okay, bye.
I bet you guys stumped Choco with some of these. Keep that up. Keep up the tough questions. He needs to think about things other than games. That's important. So, thank you and goodbye.